my company is located in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
So you work remotely?
Yeah, I work remotely. Yeah.
You ever have to go to New York for meetings or anything, or no?
Not yet. I mean, because my team is widespread in London and in Canada, and some of them are in Philadelphia. So we usually prefer to meet online. So they haven't scheduled any meetings physically on the work location.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you want to leave your current employer?
Yeah, that's pretty good question. So right now, this company Cinecore is working on the identity access management, and they are using pretty much like the legacy code and legacy systems which are internal to their own company, and they are developing their own internal libraries. So I wanted to have a new domain to be introduced in my career so that I can learn more, and I can because if I see my whole experience, I've been working in banking domain and cloud web services companies, but I never got a chance to work with healthcare domain. So I've checked the opportunity with CVS and LinkedIn, so I just wanted to apply. Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of work are you looking to do? It looks like you're doing more front-end work now. Is that what you want to continue to do?
Yeah, pretty much I'm doing the balance work between the front end and back end. So I've been developing applications, APIs in the back end using Spring Boot and Java. And in front end, I've been mostly working on, it was in the project when I was working with Tech Data and then Cable One. I've been working on the React.js and the AngularJS, where they used to develop components based on RX JS, like it's a React library and all, React framework and all.
Okay, great. So Mel just joined. He's also going to talk to you today.
Sure.
So I think he's going to go first today. So I'll turn you over to him, and then we'll talk again when he's finished.
Oh yeah, sure. Nice talking to you. Yeah.
Hello, Resh.
Hi.
My name is Nirmal.
Hi. Your voice was breaking. What was that? Hi, Jagan.
Yeah, my name is Nirmal. You can call me Nirmal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Harish, I see your resume mostly with front-end and Java. Do you have any experience with Node.js?
Yeah, I've been working on Node.js as well. So it's like whenever we wanted to deploy applications, the front-end applications, and whenever we want to install some NPM Node modules and all. So I've been using the Node.js when I was working back in American Express and back in Visa. I was using Node.js. So that was pretty much my experience. Like I can sum it up to like 1.5 year on Node.js. Yeah.
Okay. So you created a microservices?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what is the framework that you've been using for Node.js?
what was that? Sorry?
What would be the framework that you used in your previous projects for Node.js?
So we were using the Spring MVC coming to the framework. So basically we were using multiple frameworks like Express.js and GIS, where we also use Vue.js as well. And so primarily Node.js was used whenever we deployed the front-end applications in multiple environments and all.
Okay. So you said the Express.js, right?
Yeah.
So how do you create a server in Express.js?
So creating a server, basically the Express.js, if you want to just like create a server, we'll do using it with the command line interface. So we'll actually start a server using the command line interface, and we'll just run a command in the listen port. And we use the node app.js, where node app.js command, where we use the npm init command and then use npm install Express command to be able to install the Express server. And finally, we'll use the node and app.js command to run the server inside there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me the difference between set immediate and set timeout?
Set immediate
And set timeout?
Okay, so mainly the basic difference between them is like I noticed that whenever the Node.js is used for immediately executing a function right after the current event loop, it finishes in simple terms the function to execute, and after that the statements in the script is executed. So it is the same as the set timeout in the Node.js, and apart from that, also it's kind of difficult to use the set timeout. We have used it on the immediate variables, set immediate variables, and call it on top of that on the set timeout. So set immediate is also used for like timing, identified, and eases our function call inside that.
Okay. So let me paste some snippet here in the chat. Are you
Okay.
able to see that?
Um, so chat. Yeah.
So what would be the output of this application? I mean, the snippet, I mean.
So we are doing the first. It will let me the set timeout. Just hold on. Let me read it once again. So console.log first set timeout, and we are doing the second one. Console.log third. So basically, if we want to uh, print the um, it will do the console.log. It will print the first in order. Like first, it will actually print the console.log in the order. So we'll actually go and uh, first, second, third, and it will print in an order.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, second, and third,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know what is callback?
Callback.
Yes.
Yeah. So in Node.js, especially callback is used to actually call under the function. It is also used for callback promises. So callback is nothing just like nothing but a task whenever a task is completed. So it does get help in preventing any kind of blocking or non-blocking input outputs. That's the basic concept of callback, and Node.js can process a large number of requests without waiting for any of the function to return. So the result which is actually used will say that and define on the real time. So basically it returns the control of whatever the execution environment we use, and it will immediately the next restriction that could be used and printed inside the Node.js.
So why do you think Node.js can able to handle many requests?
Node.js will handle many requests.
Yeah, you are saying like it will not wait, right? Node.js will not wait for it and it will able to load multiple requests.
Yeah, obviously, like basically when the node, it's actually a high performance application because it's multi-threaded, and so Node.js has to be a savior for many developers for very fast execution, right? So that's the high performance application, so it requires many execution threads. That's
Okay.
what have you asked, or what was your?
No, yeah.
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 Okay.
So you're saying Node.js is multi-threaded, right?
Yeah, it can request many application. It can execute many application threads at the same time. So it's basically a multi-threaded application which actually runs in JavaScript.
So what are the NPM modules have you used in your Node.js microservices? Tell me your commonly used NPM modules.
Sure, sure. Yeah. So various of them, like the node modules we have used in the packages where like the Express, Lodash, and Cloudinary, and Grunt, and Molecular. So such kind of like Async.js as well.
Okay. So how do you get a error object in the callback?
So the callback, whenever callback we are doing, so error or exception, I mean, we can raise an exception. So in the end, Node.js error object involved can be created by using the specific error exception handling. So in that case, we can return the object for the name of the successful redirect, or we can create a file named index.js where which actually gives the like the module function, and then inside that we can handle our error messages and call back the data which is created. So we also use this to handle the RESTful web service API or the redirected API errors. So we can also get those errors in the function levels or the error level object data.
How do you handle unexpected handling? I mean, how do you handle unexpected exceptions? I mean,
Unexpected exceptions can be handled using, we have this custom try-catch block, and the other unexpected error handling we can go and try to do is using a custom object. So in that case, we can execute the program using operational level, like in the verbose or the Vite engine, and we can define to authenticate client credentials and have a request timeout for socket drops and all. So this kind
okay.
of, we can use custom program errors and operational level errors as well. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
So my next question is like, any unit testing frameworks have you used in Node.js?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been using the for unit testing, especially in the Node.js. I'm responsible for using multiple tools like Karma, Protractor, and Cypress. So Cypress was the most commonly used. Yeah.
Alright. So how do you deploy your applications, microservices?
So basically, when we want to deploy our applications, we can do it using the Jenkins file-based pipelines, and we can introduce an extra server or lender. Once that is done, the next step would be actually go and work on the application deployments, and the GitHub, whatever the GitHub repository will give us, work on that production environment, and we can render that environment using the jar file or the any files that could be created. We can also get that using the Azure data point in the application with the package.json file. So we can get a jar file to punch out on top of that files and migrate it.
Have you involved in deployment yourself, or you request any deployment team to
No,
deploy your microservices?
I was deploying it.
Okay, so you are deploying to on-prem servers or to any cloud environments?
So we deployed to multiple servers at the same time that we designed to develop. and there was some DevOps team which can deploy them to the production environments. But in the dev and QA, I was doing it. Was it the one you asked for? What
Yeah,
exactly?
right. Yeah, I was checking like whether you will be configuring the CI/CD pipelines and everything, and you deploy to any container-based deployment mechanism or
Yeah. I can give you an example when I was in American Express and back in Cable One. So we have this environment cloud based console. So all the deployed jars or any build files will be deployed onto that console where the bots will be spun, and they are orchestrated using the Kubernetes. So it was completely in the dev and QA. I was having the CI/CD pipeline so that it would be deployed into that console.
okay,
Yep.
cool. What is the difference between module.exports versus exports?
Module dot exports.
Exports, yeah.
Yep. So the basic difference would be like if the module is a plain JavaScript object representing the current module, and I mean if it is representing the current module, it is local to each module and it's private, and it has exports property which is plain JavaScript variable and set to module exports. And we use the module that exports when we create the calculator.js file for exporting arithmetic class of the calculator, and also create the ultimate class for the exporting the whole class in the module export data. So that's the primary difference between both of them.
Okay. How do you implement asynchronous programming in Node.js?
Whenever we had to have the asynchronous programming, like firstly, we will be setting up the single threaded environment. So what we can do with that is like we can use asynchronous programming for running specific time slot and stop the execution to let another program continue the execution. So these things are as the cycle, and so for that impossible to notice. So what we can do is we can use callbacks. I think callbacks are the various given options for clicking that event inside, and we can also go to use the assigned variables and pass them around the function locations, and so that the callbacks can be created. Apart from that, we can have promises and synchronous await, which could be used to do that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm good here, Harish. I will ask Casey for, talk something related about Java.
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Nice
Yeah.
talking to you, Nimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over to you, Casey. Thank you.
Thanks. So I'm gonna talk to you about Java, Spring Boot, and those types of topics. So I'll just get right into it.
Great.
When you're writing code, how do you ensure your code is quality? Right? There's no bugs or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, basic thing we can do is like write the test cases for each feature or functionality that you developed in with the code that we are writing, and we can just make sure that we have test cases and good coverage, more than 80% in this case. And I think that's the very good part to ensure that it's a good quality code. Apart from that, we can also ensure using development environments by talking to the various stakeholders about understanding the test case deployment, and as well as the coverage of the application. So we can also look at that.
Okay. And How do you ensure your code is secure, right? There's no security flaws in it.
So security, if we take into consideration, so security testing using various tools like vulnerability scanning using JFrog and as well as OWASP. We can also do testing using various third-party plugins and check the platform security and also the vulnerability scanning as well. And which are, I mean, these are the primary tools for scanning. It can be on the runtime environment, I would like to say, and defined on the top of the platform security and deployment side. So it really works on the vulnerability scan data.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, that's that. I
Okay.
mean, we have also the third-party application tools, so that integrates to make sure that.
Okay. So have you written Spring Boot services that multi-thread?
Sorry, Spring Boot microservices.
Have you written Spring Boot services that multi-thread?
Yeah. We were running multi-threaded application environment. So this was possible for running multiple applications and multiple threads that are deployed and was able to work with multi-thread data and run them on the container side. We also was able to have a Spring MVC applications with which can be deployed onto the container as well. Yeah.
Okay. So name some ways you could initiate threads in Java or Spring Boot.
So many ways. I mean, there are some ways which we can initiate the threads. We can whenever an application which could be released, and we also have to search feature and create there. So the Spring Boot, whenever we have to have the Spring Boot actuator can be used. So we can use them to get generate various commands on web API actuator as well. So we can also work on capturing the Java thread dump inside that on thread dump API as well as the timestamp used for it. So basically the Spring Boot actuator and the web API actuator can be used. We can also use query parameters to provide them with the data dependency to the pom.xml. We can also work on the utilities for the web API and the JDK and target them with the actuator environments. So these are some various ways we can work on the threads.
Okay. And so let's say you have a Spring Boot service and you want to invoke another RESTful service. Can you name a few ways you can do that?
Yeah, sure. So there are if you want to invoke that another service, we can just call another method. So we can call another HTTP from like the secure transfer protocol from my server in Spring by using the final static Spring UI and user custom REST template to get the object template URL. And then the REST template, we can use the web client to call the local API and then block it on the request from there. So from the REST template. So on top of that, like a specific REST template is in auto wiring and injecting that in our basic environment, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you worked with SQL before, right?
Worked on SQL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I were to give you a production problem and I say I have a poor performing SQL statement, what steps would you take to find the root cause of that and fix the performance issue?
So SQL profiler, I mean, basically what I understood is like the main problem, I'll just try to see if I can fix the performance of the basic environment, I would say, and we can just go and try to get the main SQL callback and we can just go and check the performance of the basic application logs as well. So we can have the log of that SQL callback data, and I think we couldn't be easily integrate. With that environment.
Okay. So you worked with Java 8 before, right?
Yeah, I've been working on Java 8. Yeah.
Okay. So when would you use a stream versus a parallel stream?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So whenever we wanted to use the stream instead of the parallel stream, the balance is like it's used for this. If it's a sequence of objects which operates on a data source, such as like a collection or various methods in this case, we want to use the Java 8 stream support. So like basically many filter, limit, map, reduce to customize whatever data we are wanted to use it in the stream. But the parallel stream is a single thread to process the pipeline, and we can use the filter data point and set the map. So any stream operation without explicitly like specifying the balance, like the parallel stream is used.
So can you repeat that? When are you going to use a stream versus a parallel stream? I didn't quite catch.
So yeah, like I said, the parallel stream is basically a sequential stream of data, right? So the parallel stream is a single thread to process, and whenever we use the parallel stream, we can use that to filter the data inside the map. But the stream has like many functionalities, like where we can use filter, map, reduce, and it can customize the original data into different streams of data based on the need of the programmer.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yep.
You see my screen?
Not yet. Yeah, now I'm able to see your screen.
All right. I want you to take a look at that code and
okay.
Tell me what the result will be after the main method executes.
Okay, so let me check 1 second. So we have over here object initialization result. And so it will give basically the result, do something, and because the catch catch block won't be executed, and also finally block will be executed where it will print the value of here the I is actually 3 here. Yeah.
So I didn't catch that. So you said the print line that said the value of I will equal 3.
Yep.
And the final result, the final result there, the system out print line result equals, that will be what?
The system, final result will be here the I is equal to 3 whenever the main method is executed. So that's what whenever the main method is executed, it will give the result to execute the do something, and the catch block won't be executed. So it will go to the finally block and it will print I is equal to 3.
It will print I equals to 3. The last system out print line there will say I equals 3.
Yeah, that's the final call.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to send you something.
Okay.
And I want you to share your screen. Go to that URL. Read those instructions and write that code for us. Were you able to get to that URL?
Yeah.
All right. Can you share your screen?
Sure, yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
No, not yet. Let's see. Yeah, I can see it now.
Great.
All right.
Yeah.
Read through that and, write some code. Ask me any questions you have.
Sure, yeah. So just let me read through it. Possible collection. Windows 2 through 9 to the collection. Total of all numbers in the collection. Current date in year and size of the collection. Collection contents in sequential order. Add the number 1 to the front of the collection. Number 1 to the front of the collection.
Yeah, obviously you could hit that run button down there.
Sure.
If you want to test little pieces of code or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to move I don't want to interrupt you too much, but you want to move your code up into that main method because that's what's going to run there. So if you hit that run button now, you'll see that print line. Right, that's where your code needs to be.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay.
So we are using total numbers of collection. Add calculate the total numbers in collection. So this is like um, the one which we in some means dot string dot map to integer and int value of some. So this is data pre-use pre-Java and syntax. Our list.
So we have about 10 minutes left. We typically want to leave room for you to ask us any questions. So thank you for trying this online test. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I was about to execute this. So yeah, apart from that, I mean, uh, we got like 10 minutes more. You want me to complete this, or
Well,
you?
you could take another 5 minutes if you'd like, sure. And then we'll leave some time for you to ask us questions. That'd be fine.
Okay, sure. Um,
We're nearly out of time here. We have 4 minutes. If you'd like to ask us some questions, feel free.
Yeah, sure. I was about to get rid of these errors because I was almost complete. Um, yeah, I mean, apart from this, about this role, what kind of like engineer are you looking for? I mean, the role that you have mentioned will be working mostly on Node.js and Spring Boot engineer that you have mentioned, but what kind of product that the engineer will be working, and what kind of team structure will be there for this role?
Yeah, so it's a backend team that works on both Node and Spring Boot.
Okay.
And we support the member-facing websites for both Caremark.com and CVS.com, along with the specialty business as well.
Okay.
And the team is structured. It's simply we're practicing safe agile, so that's how we're kind of structured.
Got it. Okay. Yep. That's pretty much I wanted to check. I also heard like most of the time like the cloud platform was used like GCP. So was that any kind of interest for this team which will be developed?
GCP, yeah, I mean, our services are deployed multiple places. One of those is GCP. So yeah, there's some GCP work involved as well.
Got it. Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you could, I think we are running out of time, but I was almost complete with this program, but I got some compilation issues. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for us?
No, I'm pretty much good from my side. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Sure. Yeah.
Anything here?
Thank you, Harish.
Thank you, Nirmal. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice talking to you.
Okay.